Hello gamers, my name is KK and today we are boosting Obyn Greenfoot, one of the best heroes in the game for the chimps and half cash. Also the alternative balloon rounds and pretty much every other game mode. Obyn is a really good solid choice. There are a lot of chimp strategies with it. For example, the very famous druid strategy, which is very easy to use, best noob strategy ever probably. Then we have the ninjas you can use Grandmaster Ninja with Obyn, and pretty much every magic towers you use Obyn as your go-to, and he is very awesome. And today we will boost him by having as many buffs and boosts as we can and having this hero as the main damage dealer. We have a few sets of rules, and we also have the specific criteria of rounds. How many rounds are we gonna play? And the answer is 120. Why 120? Just because. And pretty much not all of the heroes can reach this round, and it's gonna be pretty interesting to see which heroes perform good and which heroes perform bad after round 100, because generally in the game modes we don't get past round 100. If you don't wanna go for the free play or just don't wanna waste time, you generally complete exactly the amount of levels and rounds we need, and then we proceed to the next one. But here we will test the capabilities of heroes and see can they actually stand their ground or they are just the pussies. Okay, and the rules. What are we allowed to use? What towers? If we keep hero as the main damage dealer, we can have all no damage towers. So farms, villages, overclock if it doesn't reach the hero basically, and you chill pretty much. We can also use the Perma Brew Alchemist, as well as the 0 to 5 glue and 0 to 5 ice. These are the towers we are allowed, of course, and the villages all upgrade paths except the tier 5 on the first one, because it deals damage. And now, the criteria. What hero is gonna be good, what hero is gonna be bad? How do we evaluate it in this God Boost competition? Pretty simple. By around 120, there are around 8.26 million pops. How many out of those will the hero be able to kill? If hero is able to complete and pop 6 million, good. For example, just the results of the heroes we already tested. Churchill, 7.95 million, the highest ranking. Second was Adora. Adora had 7.65, pretty close, but not quite. And then we had the Sauda, 6.6 million. Quincy, same result, 6.6 million. So Etienne had, I think, around 6 million or so. So pretty interesting stuff, very big variety, and you never know. The heroes that perform well in the regular game modes can perform terribly in this test, because it's just so unconventional and not, basically not as the game intended it to, but instead how we intend to make it happen. And also, guys, in this series I'm telling you the stories. I have like the 1,000,001 stories about traveling, because I traveled quite a lot in my life already. And today we're gonna continue with the Barcelona, Spain. Very historically rich city, very interesting, culturally diverse, and pretty fun to visit. I highly recommend the Barcelona. And now today I'm gonna tell you why exactly is that. The last time we discussed the musicians, etc., and it was a bit of a dilemma whether you should be giving the money to the street musicians or not. And today I instead gonna shift your focus to the different topic, specifically the culture. When I visited Barcelona, I was pretty happy with what I saw there. So of course the most memorable thing out there was Port Aventura. Port Aventura is the similar thing to the Disneyland, basically Disneyland but with the different lore and different name, but in the gist of it, it's the same thing. A lot of the different hills, a lot of different well, basically a big theme park where you have a lot of fun. As simple as that. That was the brightest, the most vivid memory I have from the Barcelona, because I was probably either 13 or 14 back then, and before this I had never been to the theme parks. And I remember over there were at that time, because the theme parks beat the records of each other each year, and at that time there was the highest, let me check, I'm pretty sure this is called hill, but okay, let me see, come on, just a sec. Roller coaster. Okay, roller coaster. So there were the highest roller coaster in the world and the quickest one in the same theme park. Oh boy, oh boy. So we thought, okay, I want to go to the highest immediately, but the line was so huge. We had to stand in one line like for 1 hour, and the line to the quickest one was smaller for some reason, and before we tried it we never knew why was that. And we find out pretty shortly. Right after we stood in line, we got to our places and stuff, there was the, let's call it the scenario, where first we are in the actual roller coaster, but it is the dark room with the huge display in front of us. Imagine this. Close your eyes and just imagine the huge display in front of us, where they say, okay, that this is the secret lab where the scientist failed to do some experiment, and there is the flood of red hot boiled liquid, and it's slowly filling the laboratory. You can see this like boiling liquid, and you need to run fast, and immediately when the water just reaches you, boom, like you rush and you basically, I would say, a launch similar to the rocket. The speed with what we were launched was ridiculous. Like we reached 130 kilometers per hour. I think it's like 90 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. Like it was such an overwhelming experience. I don't know, like if you actually should visit and try the high-speed roller coasters, because I thought it was gonna be fun. No. The only fun part was in the beginning, but when you go, like you can't even scream. It was that quick that when you scream, the air pressure is so hard. Air hits you in the face, in your eyes, in your throat, like everywhere. The pressure is so high that your scream is barely hearable, so you can't even hear it that well, because it's just a very different experience from what you can experience anywhere. High pressure and high speed. I can't say I enjoyed this much, but it's an experience nonetheless. Pretty interesting stuff. But what next? We finished it. Was the most, as I said, the best part was in the beginning, but it was pretty hard. The whole ride was not that long, probably maybe like 30 seconds, but it was such a quick ride because of the speed of the wagons we had. And now, next one was the actual highest roller coaster, which is called Shambhala. I remember it by this day. Same thing. Imagine this. You are in the roller coaster. You stood the line. It was around like same thing, 1 hour, and you just go in and sit into the roller coaster itself. You wait. Then it finally launches. And it starts going up, 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 slowly. You not launch, but you slowly go right away from the starting point. You go up higher and higher, and the angle is, I would say, like 70 degrees, so very, very steep angle. You go up, 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 slowly, and this process lasts at least 20 seconds, and each second you feel more and more pressure. Your heart starts pounding like boom, boom. It's pretty it's hard to describe, but if you have ever been to the roller coaster, you will understand this. Like, there is a kind of a rush that you wanna get there, you wanna actually try this, but when you get to the tippity top of this roller coaster, you start thinking, okay, maybe let's not do this, but it's too freaking late. You go to the tip, and then you just rush down. The adrenaline is incredible. You are scared and you are pumped at the same time. Very strange feeling. And also the thing about this roller coaster, you didn't have the protective gear that much. The only protective thing we had was it was holding only our legs, so our torso was able to move freely and we could raise the hands, etc. But by the way, never raise your hands when you are driving or riding on the roller coaster. Never. It's very dangerous, and the fact that they do this in movies and in videos, they are dumb fucks. Just don't do this, because you might traumatize yourself and injure yourself quite a lot. In case, like, imagine just breaking one of your arms in this brutal way. Like, I don't it's pretty important so that you abide by the safety procedures and precautions that they tell us to complete, because don't raise your hands and your health will be fine. If you do this and you touch something on this high speed by accident, you are dead. Not even the injury, nothing. You are dead, because your hand will be torn off or broken with the open, with the bones opening and basically cracking, and it's very, very gore. So don't do this. Just trust the KK. I lived my life. I had a fair few of injuries. This is not the injury you want to have in your life, because the life ends with this one. Now, so we rode it, and the main thing was that the scariest part was this tip. But because we had so much anticipation, it was the scariest part. When we just started the ride itself, so it was, I think, 1 minute ride, so not that quick as the last time. Pretty good timing, I would say. We don't need more than 1 or 1.5 minutes. So we just did the stuff. The first one was very steep and scary, but the other part of this ride was not as impressive, because you already felt like the peak emotion, the highest roller coaster, and any other part was not as exciting, because there was no this like psychological desire or anticipation for this kind of fun. But still, also pretty quick. In terms of the speed, adrenaline, really cool. Next one was the other roller coaster, which had you driving upside down. It had more protective gear, but still pretty not scary. But how to describe this? Okay, I'm gonna describe it with 2 examples. First, me and second the other passengers. So me, I was not scared at all, but there is always usually the girls who scream like bitches on these roller coasters, even if they are not scary at all. And I think like they can do whatever they want to, like let them scream. But in reality, it was not that scary. When you have the full torso protective gear on you and you are riding the roller coaster, it's not that scary. It's much more chilling and, let's say, you feel more adrenaline rush, you feel the emotions when you have as few of this protective gear as possible. Once you get the full torso, it's not so fun for the roller coasters specifically. And this is what I thought. We were driving upside down, like, but it was not so scary just because we had so much protective gear, and I knew with my mind, no way in hell I'm gonna be dying from this, or is it even dangerous to me, because I feel the sturdiness of this gear. I know that it's not gonna be any risks, and risks are the most exciting part about roller coasters. They don't have to be like the risks that you're gonna die like for real, but there must be some kind of the same thing, the anticipation, the feeling of unknown. If you don't have this feeling of unknown, the roller coasters and whole theme park is boring. It's boring AF. With this third roller coaster, I kinda did not have this feeling of the anticipation. It was just another roller coaster, even though it was also one of these some record breakers, etc. But too much protective gear can be very bad experience with the roller coasters. But never judge this thing before you try it, because I tried the similar protective gear structure in another theme park. It was in future, like it was like 2 years ago, and it was a completely different feeling. So each roller coaster has its own feeling, so you need to experience it first and only then judge whether it was good or bad for you specifically. Because don't think that one type of gear will always feel the same. No, sometimes even the very few gear can feel terrible, and other times a lot of protective gear can feel amazing. So you never know. Just when you go to the theme parks, always don't think much, just enjoy, because these things the theme park is mainly based on our instincts, and we need to feel everything with our instincts. If you feel fear, feel it, enjoy it, because this is kind of fear that you can enjoy in your life. And basically, this is what I think about the theme parks. Amazing thing. And also, at the very end of this day, we had the show with the fireworks. There were a lot of fireworks, and there was the, let's say, 100 half-naked girls in the costumes that were dancing and doing some kind of I think it's called the performance, probably. So with the fireworks, etc., they do this every day at the closure of the theme park. They say, I'm pretty sure the song was Port Aventura Music Generation, something like this. So pretty funny stuff, really enjoyed it. Fireworks were beautiful, and overall really good theme park. If you ever be in Barcelona or close to it, make sure to visit it, you will not regret it. Okay guys, now tell me your thoughts about the theme parks, and have you been yourself to the theme parks? What did you like? What do you dislike? And press the like or dislike button right now, depending on what you think about this video. Subscribe and press the bell notifications now, because you don't want to miss the next two videos. They are gonna be fire. See ya in the next one.